Hey 4xe fans, I uploaded a video yesterday of my initial test from getting my hybrid battery replaced in my 21 Wrangler 4xe, and if you haven't heard, there are, I wouldn't say a lot, but there are a good number of 21 Wrangler 4xe's that are having battery issues, and it doesn't seem to be usage related, it seems to be time related. In that there are Jeeps with as little as 11,000 miles and some with as many as 65,000 miles that all seem to be having this issue around the same time, and it's really interesting. So it kind of makes me wonder if it's like a chemical breakdown thing, if it was a bad batch of batteries. It doesn't seem to be like a widespread issue. At this point, I think I counted the other day like 33 Jeeps that I know of, and that may sound like a big number, and that actually is a pretty expensive number if you think about it. But but it's not. That's not a large number in terms of how many 21s are on the road. And I've heard from a lot of people the 21s that are in the similar ranges and have not had a bit of problem, and their state of health, which is not something you can read on the vehicle, and I'll explain that here in a second, but there's a battery state of health that a lot of us have really found interested in, that and a lot of those people have a high state of health percentage on their battery. And so what that state of health thing is, if you have a tool called JScan, it's an app you can download to either Android or iPhone, and couple that with a Bluetooth OBD reader, you can go in and look at a lot of things on the vehicle, a lot of modules. You can look at a lot of different information that it just isn't available to you if you don't have a tool like that. And you can pick one of these up for like 60 bucks. JScan, I think you pay like 15 bucks for the license for the 4xe. It's actually a good idea, because if you get a check engine light, which is now called a malfunction indicator light, but it's still in the shape of an engine. If you get one, you may not know what's going on with the vehicle. You may not be able to tell the dealer. And what those of us that have had our batteries replaced, we ended up with what was called a P0 BBD code. And myself, I ended up at like 78.4% state of health, which in 3 years is way crazy too low for that amount of time. You will see a drop off in state of health a little bit in the first few years, and then it should level off. I mean, by all accounts, many studies are saying 12 to 15 years. I mean, we should see a hybrid battery last a lot longer than 3 years. And so I think it's kind of an odd thing that's happening, that's not widespread, but it is happening to some of us. But the one question that somebody asked was like, what's your range like now? Now, I will say my battery never seemed tremendously strong, the original one. It never, and this is a Sahara, it used to be stock. I've got a 2-inch lift, and it's on 33-inch KO2s right now. So it's not exactly the way it was when it was stock, but I got 24 miles on a charge of driving normally in the very beginning, but I would say that very quickly dropped to 21, and I never could really exceed that. Every once in a while 22, but it wasn't a regular thing. And I ended up with 24.8 miles this morning. I had to actually run home from work real quick, and it's a little over 8 miles back and between my house and my job. And so I ended up coming to work, going back home, coming back to work, and got 24.8 electric miles, which it's awesome. That's really cool. Now, we'll see if it stays there, of course, over time. And I will do range tests periodically if you want to subscribe to this channel and follow along and see that. But so as of August, well, I guess as of July 31st, yesterday, that's July 31st of 24, I have a new battery in a 21 Wrangler 4xe, and I actually got mine on March 31st of 2021. So I actually had the only Jeep ever delivered in the first quarter of 2021 when the 21 Wranglers first came out. And I haven't found anybody else in the country that picked one up on the 31st. Everybody else is in April of 21. So new battery in an old Jeep, and we're going to see how this plays out and see how this works and everything. Of course, there is a warranty on the new battery, but the original warranty supersedes that warranty. I think there's like a 2-year battery warranty on the battery, but I have documentation that shows that, you know, the original warranty is still in place, and so I'm not worried about it for a long time. And hopefully this is kind of like an odd situation where it doesn't become commonplace. So that's what we're all hoping, is that this doesn't become a common thing that happens all across the lineup for the next few years. And I would have to think there's something going on there, because we're not seeing half of the battery issues out of the Grand Cherokee 4xe that we are out of the Wrangler 4xe. And I don't know how to quantify what's going on there. The battery in the Grand Cherokee 4xe is a Samsung battery, but it's configured differently. And we're, you know, we've seen quite a few people, and I think odd things just happen. I think it's one of those things you have to attest it to, is we have seen some 22s, 23s, and 24s. Somebody with a 24 with like 700 miles on it just got a battery. Well, that's obviously an issue from manufacturing. That's obviously something that's out of the norm when you see most people have 0 issues out of their batteries. So I don't think this is a widespread thing. I think it's just one of those deals where sometimes you get bad batteries, and it's just part of the ball game. So we will see. You can subscribe to this channel down the road. I plan on keeping this channel up as long as I have this Jeep, and I have always planned on keeping this Jeep 10, 12, 15 years has always been my goal. So we'll see how that plays out. But if you want to subscribe, I'm hopefully I'm in this for the long haul, and you can see how this plays out down the road. So thanks for watching. Take care.